I guess Fauci is coming on live on MSNBC, so I'm on a little bit of a delay than the delay on the national TVs probably, or at least in this time zone or whatever. Yeah, whatever. I just wanna talk about God, right? What else is there to talk about? You keep your eye on Him, and He makes your path straight. Right? You get, there. You know, you have a child, right? Think about this. You have a child, right? Your first child, say, and you have a dream for that child. You have a dream for that child, and it's a great dream, right? What if I had a dream and my dream for Jesus was him to be Jesus? And that dream happened. It happened. He became the man I wanted him to be. Now, if it was, well, if you were, well, we'll take that back. Say that you were your child, you wanted your child to become Jesus, right? But say on the way he took a hit of weed. It doesn't look good in the book. He was preaching. Father, wait a minute. He was preaching abstinence. And then an hour later, he hit some weed. That's the charge before the throne. I wanted to test it out. I'm not do it every day, but test it out just in case I get like, say, a roaming jihadist mob form, and give me a couple open fractures, right? When I'm looking at bone hanging out from my femur. I'm like, yeah, I got that weed in the house. Might help with pain. I could got a drill, I think. I drill a rod through my tib fib or whatever, my ankle, whatever, and I can put some positive traction on that femur from the muscles convolting and it ripping up shit in my. The hell's going on? Oh God. Well, oh yeah, Fauci's coming on. Hold on, I wasn't getting it up. Well, anyway, oh idea. If you, sorry for not bringing it home, but yeah, you have a little son that you want to become Jesus, but he makes a couple of wrong detours, not a sin, wrong detour. You have to learn because evil's everywhere, and you go into different pits and you find out the way out, and you try to go from them. But if your cross is addiction, addicted to porn, addicted to coffee, caffeine, sugar, addiction, it's a heavy cross. Oh.
Officials today trying to figure out how they're going to handle a fairly significant twist in this booster rollout plan. After the FDA Vaccine Advisory Committee only backed boosters for Pfizer recipients ages 65 and up, and for those at higher risk for severe infection, at least for now. That's even after the Biden administration laid the groundwork for a much bigger rollout starting as soon as this week. Instead, we're watching for the FDA's decision. That'll need to be made. Then the CDC's advisory committee meeting, that happens Wednesday, and the CDC's own recommendation that could come towards the end of the week. I want to bring in now somebody who is living and breathing this, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Chief Medical Advisor to President Biden and Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Dr. Fauci, good afternoon, and thank you for being on our show. First day in the new time slot. We're glad to have you.
Good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start with. I got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about boosters, and then I want to talk about kids.
So you guys are
and then I
talking
want to
about
talk
every
this new
year this has to be
recommendation from the
done,
White
right?
House. So let me
Boosters
start
and
with
everything.
boosters here, and this question that I think gets to the heart or the crux of this debate.
It never goes away, huh?
Is the purpose of these boosters
a decade from now
to reduce hospitalization?
Zulu came out variant Zulu.
Primarily stop the transmission.
It makes a bone grow through your nose.
Well, ultimately, we would like to see the latter, to stop transmission. But right now, in a step-by-step process, what the advisory committee to the FDA recommended was a program that was predominantly aimed at preventing hospitalizations and death in the more vulnerable individuals. And that's the reason why you saw the recommendation for people 65 years old and over. Ultimately, what I believe it's going to happen is that as more and more data come in, both from our own cohorts as well as from the Israeli and other international cohorts, that you'll see.
Why don't you go into it and talk about the white cell or
efficacy,
how long it lasts,
efficacy, and the ability of boosters to really elevate the degree of protection. We may then modify the goal.
Does it go dormant with the levels of it?
From getting infected,
important stuff.
Mild to
educate the people instead of just dictate to the people.
Okay. I know that there are a lot of folks who are.
You've been talking how many hours online and on TV? How many hours, Dr. Fauci? No one knows shit about viruses. We should be fucking experts by now.
The advisory panel, the many reports of confusion on the state level, etc. Do you think it was a mistake to put that date out there for boosters? Do you wish you'd done this differently?
No, I don't think so. I think
what's a booster?
In the translation,
you're going to infect us again?
The fact that what we said.
Oh, what's the difference between a booster and a?
That we are going to plan
the hell's
to
going
be able
on?
to vaccinate everyone right down to the age of 16, which was the approval of the Pfizer product. And we are going to be prepared to roll this out during the week of September the 20th.
But
the thing that seems to people
I experimented with pain medication.
Is that was dependent upon the regulatory approval of the FDA and the ultimate recommendation of the CDC, a la their advisory committee on immunization practices.
CDC and Allah.
And that's exactly what you're going to see.
The hell are you talking about, Fauci?
You have the recommendation from the advisory board. The FDA will now make a determination, and then the CDC will, on the advice of their advisory committee, make the recommendation of how this be rolled out. So it was really a plan to be able to do something, but it was always contingent.
Christians think that the enemy, which is Satan, comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He might name it different shit, but it's ultimately coming to steal, kill, and destroy.
You plan to get the booster yourself, not to blow up your spot. You are 80 years young. I think you got.
You call it globalism or Islamism or whatever the hell you want.
As soon as it's ready.
Communism.
Right. As soon as as soon as it's ready, and that's going to be probably within a week.
For Moderna.
No, well, actually, again, for Moderna, probably is going to be 2 or 3 weeks until Moderna and J&J.
Okay.
I think that we need to stop abortion. I think babies are Homo sapiens, and we need to stop killing Homo sapiens. That's the rule.
Speaking of obviously vaccines, you got Pfizer out with news.
Genocide, killing white and black babies, and then importing other nations' kids and people. It's genocide, man.
To what's being given
our birth rates, man. It's genocide. We're gonna have to change that in the scientific community. We're not doing abortions no more.
I mean, the final regulatory recommendation will have to come.
Now that I got today's order out, I'm gonna go look in the fridge